Testing, testing. And good morning, everyone. What a beautiful day here in Athens, Georgia, and I imagine everywhere, because everywhere it's beautiful. And we woke up this morning, and that's beautiful, to be in the body one more day. For those that are watching online, we are at Unity Athens in Athens, Georgia, and we welcome you. Please let us know that you're watching or listening by putting up a like or a heart or a little note telling us where you're watching from. As we start with prayer, as Unity always does, centering in the moment, maybe just brushing all the stuff of life away for a minute, or embracing it, or however you want to handle it, and centering. Perhaps putting your feet grounded on the floor if that's comfortable for you, feeling those positive ions and electrons coming up from Mother Earth, our beautiful, beautiful Earth, our planet, and we send energy back to it too. And in this moment we breathe and we let go, we breathe and we let go. And we give thanks for the many blessings in our lives. Perhaps you'd like to number them. Perhaps you'd like to think of a special one. Perhaps you'd like to send out a thank you to a bearer of a gift, now or in the past. For someone who is in your life that makes it brighter, that's there to listen, that's there to help, or who is willing to allow love between you. We thank you for the teachings of truth, however they are and however we see them. We thank you for the many ways that we can live in this day in the body and embrace life and enjoy all of our blessings. And with that on our mind and on our hearts, we say, thank you, however we choose to see the divine. And so it is. Amen. So good morning. Good to see folks here. What a beautiful day outside. I was jumping around outside, just loving the sunshine. We're going to start this morning with a reading of the Daily Word. That'll be from Pam Jambeck, who is visiting us all the way from the northern part of Minnesota, right? But she's been doing some traveling, I understand. And then following that, we'll have the reading from our Lent booklet from Mary Connor, who is your prayer chaplain for today. So know that too. Mary, we'll put your hand up a little bit. If you have a prayer request after the service, just go up to Mary and say, Mary, would you pray with me? And she'll go to a quiet spot and do that. Come on up, Pam. Thank you so much. Your beautiful colors. Oh, yes. Thank you.
I am grateful for you, Bronte, and Unity Athens, everyone here. And I've just gotten back from Panama yesterday. And I'm still sort of floating because it was a wonderful experience. The word for today is dominion. I think I came from the Dominion of Panama. But I claim dominion and direct the course of my life. So while I may not be able to control what happens in my life, I am always free to determine how I would respond. Through my divine faculty of dominion, I decide what to think, what to say, and how to act. And the older I get, the more I'm able to do that. If a thought of fear or powerlessness arises, I remember all the wisdom, understanding, and strength of God that are within me. Whether I'm organizing my day or moving forward after making a life-altering decision, the principle of dominion is always mine to claim. Knowing this, I move through life with a quiet confidence. I'm secure in myself and in the knowledge that I am a divine being. I claim dominion and feel my life expand into a field of limitless possibility and potential. So from Psalm 8:6, you have given them dominion over the works of your hands. You have put all things under their feet.
Good morning, Unity Athens.
Good morning, Mary.
Okay, so the process of non-resistance. Just as the sea does not resist the friction of the wind on its surface, nor does the grass resist rain, storms, and snowfall, I allow the circumstances and experiences of life to wash over me. In this way, I free myself from the state of internal struggle and weakness that the opposition and resistance causes. I practice acceptance and live life with no strings attached. Jesus said, "Do not resist an evildoer." So let the circumstances flow and stay focused on the omnipresent love. The power to choose is always in each of us. Let's practice using it wisely. Non-resistance is a process that occurs in our consciousness as we recognize, accept, and affirm that in God there is nothing to fear. The only presence and the only power that exists in the universe is absolute good, and it is always with us. Holding this awareness will make everything work together for our good. And from Matthew, "But I say to you, do not resist an evildoer. But if anyone strikes you on the right cheek, turn the other also." So let's affirm today. I choose not to resist today. You want to say that with me? I choose not to resist today.
Thank you so much, Mary Connor. I choose not to resist. I got to say that a few more times. I choose not to resist today. You want to say that a few more times? I choose not to resist today. And we're not going to resist having announcements. Yay, announcements. And if that seems strange, we did that because some churches, people go like, okay, announcements, this is going to be boring. So we try to get excited about them. We've got some things going on, and we are excited about them. We have a book study. It's a fun book study. This is the book. It's by Corinne Grillo, called Angel Wealth Magic. She had a wonderful interview with Lee Harris Energy, which is kind of how I noticed it. So if you want to look that up, her name, Corinne Grillo. And the subtitle, Simple Steps to Hire the Divine and Unlock Your Miraculous Financial Flow. But it's not just about finances, it's about manifesting other things you might like to see in your life, physical or ethereal. And that class is on Thursday. Thank you, class, because my brain's on a couple of other things we've got going on. Thursdays from 12:30 till 2. It's open to everybody. It's great if you can get the book. If you're waiting to order it, you can also go on Amazon. And the last time I looked, they had so much, sometimes you can flip a couple pages on the site. They had almost the whole book where you could just flip through it. And there's exercises in that. There's call in your angels or work with some angelic forces or just think about what you really want. It's open to all. It's on a love offering basis. So let us know if you're interested in that or just show up on Thursdays at 12:30 until 2 o'clock. During Lent, I am here every Wednesday for a meditation out of our wonderful Lent booklet and for about an hour of just quiet time. Now, I won't be here this Wednesday. I'm on a meeting with some Unity ministers. But the following Wednesdays, right up until Easter, we will be doing that every Wednesday. I'm getting folks coming for that. You don't have to stay for the whole hour, and that's from 1 until 2. You can just come for part of that time if you'd like. And it's quiet. It's lovely. It's a great way to center, and sometimes realignment with ourselves is great. Pamela?
Are the Fillmore ones recorded so we can go back and hear them?
We don't record the in-person on Wednesdays. However, I have been doing some short Facebook videos almost every day now, either from the current Lent booklet, and sometimes I've picked up some of the older ones because they're so lovely too. And so you can go on Facebook at Unity Athens and listen to some of those if you like. When we have time, they may also get on YouTube, but I'm not going to promise that. And the other thing is we are planning a field trip. So we should go like, yay, field trips, right? Yay, field trips. This is open to everyone, so if you're listening online, please be aware of this too. We are going to go visit the Monastery of the Holy Spirit, which is in Conyers, Georgia, about 50 miles from here. And help me with the dates if I get this wrong, Martha, because you're just always in tune with these things. So it's the 14th of March, which is a Tuesday. The only reason we would not go is if it's pouring rain, because this will all be mostly outside, which we thought would be a good event too. We plan to leave from here at 10 in the morning. We're going to do some carpooling. There's a sheet on the back table that has the blue cloth on it, and you can sign up to try to ride with someone or if you want to drive. We figure if we leave here at 10, we'll get there at 11. We'll have time to walk the grounds, which are they are beautiful. There's some water there. They have a beautiful special cemetery there. Go into the wonderful chapel. It's just gorgeous. We might be able to do noon vespers there if you're interested in that. Plus they have a gift shop and a store with these lovely little plants and just cool stuff. And I believe they'll have food there too, but you can also bring a lunch. And we plan to leave there. We'll stay about 2 hours, so we'll be leaving about 1 to be back here at 2. But if that schedule doesn't work exactly for you, you can also drive yourself, and we'll connect when we get there. Thank goodness for mobile phones, because we're always, don't you feel like you're always connected? So we'll be always connected if we do that together. I think we have 6 or 7 already, and we hope to have a larger number. So again, that's on the back table with the blue cloth. And any other announcements that I might be missing? Anyone thinking of them or would like to announce something?
Is Peggy Olson still doing the Wednesday mornings?
Thank you. A frog apparently got in my throat. Peggy does Thursdays, early morning bookworms from 6:30 to 7:30. That's on Zoom. And I don't have the list of Thursdays that she's doing it twice a month, but it is in our newsletter. So you can get our newsletter, and it's also posted on Facebook this week, our most recent one, and just let Peggy know, and you'll get the Zoom info. Thank you for reminding me of that. Pam, the end of announcements. Yay! Again. So we're going to have meditation in a moment. And if you have a hymnal nearby, and if you need one, we'll pass some more out. And Kevin will put the slide up for the words to this also for those viewing at home. And I think it is the page number's on the slide, Kevin, if you got that. 74, okay? And Kevin's going to play just a little bit of it so you can get a feeling for the song. It is recorded by Jennifer Farron, one of our regular guest musicians. And then we'll start it again. Okay, that's good. Okay, we're going to start it again. I'd like to sing along. In the silence, there is a sacred place. you. As we prepare for this time of meditation, please feel free to get comfortable any way that that works for you. And if you're watching at home, you might want to light a candle or turn off the lights or get even more comfortable. And here we just focus on our breathing. And if thoughts come in, we can brush them aside, or we can acknowledge them, put them aside for later, or just love them. And during these meditations with the soft music, we stop in about halfway through and just allow 2 moments or so of very deep quiet, that in the silence type of quiet where we get those nudges from spirit, as we always do, but perhaps a little clearer. We relax our bodies, again, balancing ourselves and allowing that energy from our blessed earth to rise up with us. Feeling our chakras aligned, if you would. Your body in alignment, if that's comfortable. And just focusing on the breath. You might like a mantra, a mudra. Simple, all is well. There may be deep thanks on your heart today. Some blessing in your life, for some new way of looking at old things, for some love you wish to send out to a dear one. Or a dear one that has transitioned. Your ancestors. New life that has shown up in your world. You might pose a question. What would you have me do today? Infinite, divine, holy all. What would you have me do today? What is on my path? How might I move forward? Who might be speaking and seeking my presence? With a call or a note or a hug. We go deeper into the silence. We bless our Mother Earth. We bless all the helpers in this world. We are so grateful. What a gift we give ourselves when we go in the silence. When we pause. When we stop the busyness. Especially in the midst of the busyness, when we can say, oh, I can pause. I can breathe. I can allow. I can listen. And as we begin to bring ourselves into the moment again, opening our eyes only when we're ready. Consider giving yourself a hug and telling yourself that you love yourself. Maybe say, I love you, followed by your name. If you're able, give yourself a little squeeze, and the lights will come on if you do that, which is so cool. So will they go off if you stop hugging? No, they stay on. Is that amazing or what? Oh my goodness. Run into someone today, you can tell them, I made the lights come on by hugging myself and saying, I love you. And they'll probably nod their heads. That's nice. So today we're talking about spiritual strength will lift you up. Last month, our spiritual faculty or power, as defined by Charles Fillmore, we were talking about that earlier, that happened to be love. But it wasn't quite in the order we always did it, because when I was at Barbara King's ministerial school way back in the day, 20 years ago, it starts with Peter for faith, and then Andrew, which goes for strength, and love would be a couple months down. But Barbara King, love has got to be February, and we wore red because that's the color for love on February. And you'd come into that sanctuary so full of so many people, and there would be so much red, especially on the first Sunday of the month, or whatever color for whatever faculty it was, like faith and strength. So it got a little twisted there, and even last month I think we put on the newsletter that the faculty was strength, but it was really love. So I was thinking about that this week. I said, okay, well, love was last month. This month is strength. It's not necessarily physical strength, but it's spiritual strength. It's being able to live our lives with that knowingness, that inner wisdom of, I'm strong. I can get through this. I have the strength of spirit, of God, whatever our name is for the divine, and I am a strong person in this world, and I can share my strength. We can share our strengths with others, I believe, when they're not feeling strong. Have you sat with someone and talked to them when they were going through something, when they're struggling, and did you help them see their own strength? I think all of us have done that at one point or another. And the person might not want to hear it, and the person might not believe it, and the person might say, just leave me alone. But we can tell them how strong they are. We can remind someone how they've gotten through things in the past, and we'll move forward. And as far as ourselves go, when we go through something, whether we're practicing resistance, or whether we are practicing groundedness, or whether we are practicing mental thoughts to help us get through it, we gain muscle, spiritual muscle. They say, I jump on a trampoline a lot, but they say it's really important to do resistance training too, correct? Work your muscles. learn how to become stronger, because as we do something like lifting the weights of life or moving through things, we become stronger. We develop muscle. And then we can look at things in life and say sometimes too, well, yeah, right now things kind of, you pick the word, things aren't going good. Or, yeah, I'm worried about life. Or, oh, I don't feel safe anymore. Oh, look at all the stuff that's going on in the world. Or, oh, look at this and that and what's happening to our planet. And yet, every single time we move up against something and push through it, we are strengthening ourselves. And we are teaching others to do the same thing. I'm not going to do this for 20 minutes. But I would jump on a trampoline for 20 minutes. I was trying to remember a story, and I was thinking about this last couple of days, of a woman athlete that came through all this childhood health issues and became a famous athlete. And you know, that's what I love about Google and the internet, because that's all you have to type in. Famous athlete, rough childhood, Olympics. And Wilma Rudolph came up. You may not be familiar with her, or you may. She was born a little bit before me, 1940 about. And she was black woman living in a little town up in Tennessee. Very large family. Her father had married twice, and I think she had about 20 siblings. But when Wilma was born, now this is quite a while ago, she was about 4 pounds, a little over 4 pounds, which says something right there, because back then I don't think they had nearly what they have for neonatal care now. 4 pounds. And then on top of that, she had some illness when she was little, including scarlet fever, pneumonia, and polio. Wow, right. This was all, in her first maybe 6 or 7 years. I'm not going to read this. I'm going to give the details as I remember them. So her one leg was completely unusable. She could not walk on it when she was 3 or 4. Her mom and dad took her to a doctor that was miles away on a bus. They were probably very lucky, fortunate to even get care back in those days, and with a lot of the segregation that was going on at that time. She had to wear a brace on her leg. Her mother insisted she keep that brace on, that it was going to heal her. So she kept the brace on until she was about 6 or 7, and when her mom wasn't looking. Because she was getting a lot of resistance, and she was getting a lot of strength. Mental. And I'm just thinking this little girl must have known in a higher power of healing. Because when mom wasn't looking, when she was in her bedroom, which I'm sure she shared, maybe she had to keep her brothers and sisters quiet, she took that brace off. And she and her siblings would help massage it and work with it and work with it. So one day, when she was about, I think 9 or 10, too many notes. About 9 or 10, she told her mom and the doctor, "Look at me a moment." And they stood and waited. "What are you doing?" She took off her brace. She walked across the room. Well and perfectly. So Wilma kept getting stronger and stronger. And when she was in high school, her sister tried out for the basketball team. But Wilma wanted to get on the basketball team. And the coach said, "No, you're not strong enough. No, can't do it." She said, "Well, if my sister goes in, I can go in. And the coach just let her in, but she was very good at basketball. She went up to the coach one day and she said, if you give me just some moments of your time on a regular basis, I am going to give you a world-class athlete. And she said later on in life, she will never forget how hard he laughed at her. He laughed at her, and he laughed at her. When she was 16 years old, after she had gotten on the racing team at school, she was in the Olympics, and she won a bronze medal. That's how strong, that's how fast she was. And she brought the bronze medal back to her classmates. And I pictured this because I thought this was so funny. They passed it around. She came back all the way from, I think the first one was in Switzerland. Again, I don't have the notes in front of me. And she's like, here's my bronze medal from the Olympics, and passed it around with her classmates, and they all got to touch it. And when it came back to her, she looked at it and she said, I got fingerprints all over it. And she tried to rub them out and get that shine back on the bronze, and it didn't work. So she said, now what might you say? You might say, well, I'm going to try another kind of cleaner. Well, that taught me a lesson not to share my things. Well, I could tell everybody that it was shiny to begin with. She said, I'm going to go get a gold medal, because that is what will not. I can just wipe those fingerprints off of that. And she went on 4 years later when she was almost 20 and won a gold. This is in track and field. Wilma Rudolph. Dominion, strength, power, knowing that, a little girl, born 4 pounds, back then in a segregated state. Difficult times to be living. When she got her gold medal, it was the first non-segregated event in her town. Strength. This is from, there's so much on the unity.org website. If you ever want to learn more about the 12 powers, they have each one with a prayer and meditation and with some info. And the one for strength, the whole series was written by Winifred Wilkinson Hausman, who wrote Your God-Given Potential. And she wrote this about strength. It's not simply a physical quality. As with all the 12 powers, it expresses itself on 3 levels. Also, and each one complementing the others in this life expression on the earth plane. So first level, in the physical realm, strength is vitality, endurance, and the ability to persist. And I think about that with Wilma. Strength, vitality, endurance, the ability to persist. The second one, she says, in the mental area of expression, strength is that quality of mind which enables one to lead. There's so many leaders here. To accomplish, to follow through on decisions. Do you have a decision you need to follow through on? Something you need to lead with? To establish purposes in life and to hold firm to spiritual principles in daily living, which sounds so easy when we read it. But sometimes it really can be tricky to hold on to your spiritual principles in this daily living. Something came on the radio this morning. It kind of knocked, I don't want to hear it. I was like, no, I don't want to hear that on a Sunday morning, this thing. So I had to work on that, to let that go. Holding firm to spiritual principles, knowing the truth in things. not judging. It expresses itself as stability of character. So, first one, physical realm, endurance. Second one, mental area of expression. These things, endurance, decisions, holding firm. The third one, the highest expression, and the one that should determine the direction of strength in other realms, is the spiritual realization of the quality, which is strength. Here, strength is closely allied, she said. And I like allied because Corinne Grillo in this book is talking about not only angels, but allies. What are your allies? Could be something else in nature. She talked to a mountain when she was in Peru and said, "Hey, mountain, do you have any friends? Because I would like to do a spiritual retreat center here, but it's too far from home. So talk to your mountain friends and let me know." Within days, she got a call from someone that said, "Hey, there's some property available in Mount Shasta." And she's got a retreat center there now. Back to this, strength is closely allied with faith in the symbology of the 12 disciples and their 12 qualities, which we talked about. Strength and faith are represented by the brothers Andrew and Peter. So, Peter is faith. And if you're reading Bible stories, you know, Peter walked across the water. But that's, to me, not why he was faithful. He was faithful because when he stopped looking, he fell in the water. Strength, when we fall in the water, to come back up with our faith. And Andrew being strength. Brothers, faith, strength, working together. How might that work in our own lives? Think about that. Are you feeling faithful about your strength? Are you feeling strong in whatever faith you practice? I have two second nephews whose parents named the two boys Peter and Andrew. And I always remember that when I'm trying to remember the first two disciples. I go, yeah, that's right. So that is what we can learn today, I think, if that resonates with you. As you walk in the world, think about your strength. Resistance, it's all part of it too. I was resisting this morning when I was hearing stuff on the radio, because little clock radio comes on whenever it feels like, and maybe not what I want to hear. Not some lovely poet reading something wonderful, but something going on in the world. But my resistance works with the faith. I'm like, I don't need to hear this. I don't need to believe it. I can believe a higher thing about our world. Because it is higher and beautiful. Why? Because we are part of it. There's all these beautiful souls. You want to picture that all across the world. All these beautiful souls, learning from strength, resisting, higher, and faith. I hope that is something you would like to think about, and always let me know if you want a copy of any of our notes. So, as we move forward into this week, remember that always Spirit's with you. We don't walk alone in this world. And try to remember, if you would, as I do, when you see things on the news, if you still watch it, which I'm not advising anyone to, but it's always the helpers. When we hear a siren going by, like we did a little bit ago in meditation, it's a prayer opportunity. You know, it's a blessing opportunity. It's a thank you workers that go out there and help. We, as a spiritual center, are so grateful. It's lovely to see so many people here today. If you'd like, we'd like to take a little photo after the service, just so other people that are watching at home say, oh, look, Pam was there, Paula was there, John was there, or not if you don't want to be in the photo, but that would be great. And remember, there's sign-up sheets for the trip to the Monastery of the Holy Spirit. And if you'd like to be coming to the class, just let us know or just show up. We are not doing as much with our lovely space as we did 4 years ago. It's like a 3-year anniversary of the time of something that they had a name for that I'm not even going to repeat. But we had loved to see things start filling up again. I know Bala has mentioned about doing some things. We're going to pass our basket. Now, I know many people donate online and they donate on a consistent basis. So as it passes by, don't feel like you have to put something in it. If you would, that'd be wonderful, and we appreciate it. But what you can put in it is a blessing. Just seeing Unity Athens continuing to thrive, and more people coming, and more things happening, and more abundance flowing in. Because I personally know that as I give, I receive. It's a fact. I just see it all the time. I'm just so reminded of it, that as I give, I receive. And when I give, when I feel like I'm in lack and I give, I receive even more. But it's always up to us as individuals. Martha, would you take the basket and just pass it around, and somebody help jump the aisle or whatever? And we're going to, if you would, repeat after me. I meant to put it on a slide and I didn't. It's from John Randolph Price's book. And of course I forgot it. And it's on my phone. So we're going to do another one. Okay. I am full and filled with divine abundance. You want to say that after me? I am full and filled with divine abundance. I live in a world of incredible prosperity. I live in a world of incredible prosperity. I know the abundance of God expresses as me. I know the abundance of God expresses as me. I join in blessing Unity Athens, if you would. I join in blessing Unity Athens. You maybe put your hand over your heart and say, thank you, Infinite Spirit, your name for the divine. And so it is. We are going to close today with a reading of the Prayer for Protection. Unity is putting out a new booklet on that. I was thrilled to be able to write for it. The love of God enfold me was my line to write about. And there's so much when we do this, it just fills us. We have a new prayer booklet. There's some on the table, and I believe some in the back. And that just came out, and Martha Cook has a prayer in there. And I'm just delighted that that's included with the Unity publication of that particular booklet. So let's say this together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. This is a worldwide poem, and it's also on the moon. It was taken up there by an astronaut and left in a microfiche file or something, maybe under a rock. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I love the idea of that energy being on the moon. And our closing prayer is, just bless our world. It's gone through so much in the last years, and it's stronger because of it. It is stronger and so full of its own innate wisdom and light and love. We see Mother Earth being so much smarter than we are, but we certainly do everything we can to keep her healthy and balanced. And I think sometimes she just looks at us and says, I'm going to make it anyway. And we can sure help. And we just see our dear ones, our families, our friends, folks that we're praying for and holding an energy, feeling in this moment. Just take a moment. I'm hearing some sighs. So yeah, if there's someone going through something, bless them. Bless them, Keith. So many. And so it is. Kevin, let's close with I Send My Love, if you can pull that up. Kevin, thank you so much for being here. Sean is also going to be helping with the live streaming, so they're collaborating on some things back there. Sean Arrington, a wonderful musician. And Kevin, thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Sean, for helping today. Bring out our... I do not want to drop the globe. Pam, could you help me move this?
Send my love
Let's just kind of put it right where that piece of tape is.
I send my love
There, that's good.
over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me.
I send my love.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy.
Send our joy.
Over the mountains, I send my joy. Over the sea, I send my joy into the heavens.
Feel free to come up now to bless the globe, or earth, or after the
To
service.
me, I send my power.
Send our power.
Over the mountains.
Power of your spiritual
I send
knowingness.
my power.
Power of prayer.
Over the sea.
Power of grace.
I send my power.
Power of spirit healing through you into the planet.
And it returns to me.
Send
I
peace.
send peace over the mountains. I send peace over the sea. I send peace.
Send peace.
Into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my power.
Send our power.
Over the mountains. I send my power. Over the sea. I send my power. Into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Send our love.
I send my love.
Feel that love
over the
going out,
mountains.
blessing hearts and touching
I
people.
send my love over the
See people
sea.
stopping in their tracks and feeling
I
love.
send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Guns put down, wars stopped.
And it returns to me.
Kindness overflowing.
And it returns to me.
It flows out and returns to you.
It returns to me. It returns to me. It returns to me.
Amen. And so it is. Amen.